allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. You're quiet here.
And I saw that, I'm like, he looks like me, how I,
Looks like he's in a hurry.
yeah.
Alrighty, I'll call the meeting to order and look for approval of the agenda as printed unless there's some additions.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it. With a first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Approve the minutes from August 18th.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. Approve the claims.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims at $439,969.29. For. Was it in there?
Yeah.
Oh, there's the
5136.35.
5,136.35 on the drainage.
Say that again, 5,136.35,
35.
okay.
Okay, we have a first and second on claims. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Claims are approved. General public concerns. Nobody up there, nobody else here. We'll move on then. We have a new swine facility at Rose Site 71989. This is discussion and action on the Board of Adjustments findings for application of the Rose Site located in Humboldt Township, Section 13. This went before the Board of Adjustments last Monday.
So it was presented to you guys last Monday. We also had a board of adjustment meeting on Monday. We scored it at that meeting. We also came up with the 480 score that was initially presented to us by Pinnacle. It's the score that you guys all had presented to you by Ken Kraus, I believe.
Yeah.
At this time, it would be my recommendation that we approve the DNR permit for the site.
I'll make that motion, there's nothing we can do about it, they score, so.
Yep.
The state's pretty much taken all that control out of our hands, so.
I'll second.
Last
We have a first and a second. Any more discussion on the Rose Hog facility? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I'll just put a check mark on the approved portion and sign it.
Yep.
Or this one.
Either.
Oh, the sign's already done. Thanks, Ben. All righty, now Ben, we're going.
Waiting for the book. You want me to end it in here?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, now we have some vouchers, payment vouchers, from secondary roads.
Morning.
Morning.
Got 3 vouchers for you this morning. The first voucher that I have is voucher number 2 to PCI for the town of Thor box culvert replacement project. This is the extra work order number 1 that was approved last week, I believe, for the city sewer adaptation to be able to fit around that. Minus the 3% for retainage from the $9,040 that we approved last week. The total that I have is $8,768.80.
I'll make that motion to approve voucher STBG swap 7637 in parentheses 601.
Seconded.
We have a first and a second. Any other discussion?
So that'll be all except the retainage then?
We still have asphalt pavement to do
Okay,
to patch that, so we topped it off with rock. And then we've been blading it weekly to make sure that it stayed smooth as it's been settling in and packing in. Before winter hits, the plan is to have blacktop service come in and they'll core out 6 inches and put asphalt back in.
okay.
So,
I drove over last week, so Cam had a doctor's appointment, I was going that way, oh, just go drive over.
Yeah.
It seemed okay.
It's not real deep, that's one thing.
yeah, there's,
Deep cut.
yeah, I mean, there was maybe 3 foot of fill on top of it.
Alrighty, we have a first and a second, hearing all the discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion number 2 is approved.
Bob, I think it was Bob.
Yeah.
Didn't you second it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
15,646.
The next voucher that I have for you is voucher number 2, the final voucher for LC 171507 to Rognus Brothers. This is the retainage minus the $2,500 liquidated damages that we had approved previously. The total for this voucher is $1,506.46.
1540 and what?
46.
1506.46.
No,
Front page.
all right. That's why I questioned that my number was different. All right, with that, now I'm on the right page, I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
Alright, we have a first and a second, any more discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Motion carries. They're both number 2, Robbins Brothers.
at that one.
Yeah, well, that's why.
The last voucher that I have is also voucher number 2, which is a final voucher for Rognus Brothers for project LC 102290 for $1,540.76. There's the 1540.
Very good.
This is the retainage minus the liquidated damages that we had previously approved, so.
I'll make that motion to accept. LC.
I'll second it.
Got a first and a second, any more discussion on this final voucher? Hearing none, all in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Carries.
Beyond the vouchers, we have, blacktop service planning on coming in Wednesday, weather permitting, to start the safety edge
Oh,
project that we had gotten the T-SIP grant for. Where they're widening our shoulders on Avery's Hill, the Rutland curves and Bulverdine. And then they'll be coming back through and putting in a wider edge line stripe. They'll do I think it's a 6-inch edge line stripe through there. And the rumble strips on the shoulder, so that when you go off the center of the road, you'll
How wide is that be?
4-foot shoulder.
4 foot, okay.
And not sure on the rumble strips if those are 18 inches size. I'd have to look at it again. But their plan is Wednesday at Avery's Hill, Thursday at Rutland, Friday at Bulverdine. So
knock it off quick.
they're gonna try. They'll try and get their work done, and then my guess is next week you'll end up seeing Iowa Plains come in. They'll do the striping and the grinding.
I seen Bulverdine Hill had, somebody cut the shoulder pretty steep on it, it took a lot of dough to get that belt back up.
we actually pulled the material back in where it had cut right next to the edge of the road, so.
They'll cut it down. How thick is that gonna be? Oh, 6
I think it's
inches?
6 inches, so.
But
they'll-
when they cut it down 6, it's probably pretty decent.
Yeah, the milling, they'll have a milling contractor that'll come in with a 4-foot mill and basically mill the material out and put it in the back of a dump truck. We've told them that if they've got chains on their trucks, they can just chain spread it at the nearest gravel road. Cause it's gonna all
That's a
be
good
rock.
idea,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just be
Oh,
right.
that'll
And then you're
work,
not
yeah.
looking at trying to pile it somewhere,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just that extra cost of hauling it somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
so
Well, then.
that's, yeah.
Well, he gets a big bucks.
That's right.
Yeah.
Put it on a driveway, there you go, yeah.
It's fine.
But they're planning on moving in on Wednesday. We've also got, Progressive Structures that's planning on coming in and doing the bridge replacement on Texas Avenue, starting on Wednesday. We got a pre-con today at 1 for that. But we'll be closing off Texas Avenue from 165th south to, is it 150th is the next road?
You say, if you can read that, Ben.
I was gonna say,
Sorry, it's 180th, that was the wrong direction. So, yeah, between 165th and 180th.
I can't see my
It's
glasses.
just math down.
Yeah,
I
it's good count.
can't read it.
Just count.
I was just counting, mile and a half.
Yeah.
That's why he gets the big bucks.
But, so Progressive's gonna come in, they're gonna do that,
That'll be good. to have
Starting
that
on
before
Wednesday,
August, too.
so then the only remaining contractor that we'll have left to come in will be PCI to do the one on Iowa south of C-49. And I think their late start date is the middle of September. So,
Wayne's Olson.
yeah, last I talked to their general contractor, they were still up in Hancock County where they'd gotten bombarded with water.
They will get it done before harvest. That's what I'm just hypothetical.
The one on Texas will get done before harvest. The one on Iowa.
That'll be marginal.
Might be during harvest, so. But knowing PCI, as long as the water's down, they'll be in and out in a week,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so. Black building over here, Dakota City, they got their fence installed
Looks good,
last week. Looks really nice if you haven't been over there yet,
looks nice.
so. I did drive by and see that. Crews are trying to, we're limping by mowing right now. We've got one mower running. Should have the second one back up and running today. We bent one of the large discs that the mower blades
the
go
blades,
underneath,
the big disc.
and basically it put it out of service until we get a new disc. And
Old, they hit the pin back. That's
You still
heavy
got-
duty stuff.
You still got the old mowers out, laying out there to the west?
yeah, but it's already been run. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I knew there was one on
Yeah.
there. That's fine. I said
Yeah.
there's 2 of them out there.
Yep. So we replaced that and then, Casey Nielsen's has Humboldt's mower. And the piston is supposed to be, as of Friday, the piston was supposed to be getting put back on. For that one, they had to take it up to Algona and get it machined,
Mhm.
so. So hopefully this week we'll be back up to 3 mowers running.
Sounds like it's no offense here, but I've been sitting here for many years and constant battle with mowers.
Yeah,
It
we-
must take a lot of abuse.
Yeah, it does, I mean, that's why some counties have gotten out of mowing, they put the onus back on the landowner, but.
I don't think Wright County moves theirs at all.
Webster mows blacktops only, and then it's like twice a year is all. I feel like it's a service that we do provide and it makes the county look nice when it's mowed.
And it's safer. I
It's
mean,
safe, it
intersections
is.
On the gravel roads, you don't see around the corners.
Even stuff coming out of the ditch, you got a fighting chance.
Well, the other side is you have all the stuff that gets tossed into the ditch that you run over and you don't see if the grass
Yeah.
is tall and tires and.
God knows who's throwing what in there.
Back slopes is usually the hardest, is of our mowers.
There's the rocks that get up
Because
against there.
the rocks that magically find their way to the road ditch and old fence posts always seem to find a tire at least once a year. So
Mhm.
what?
South of, I know you guys reclaimed the rock on the side of the road, but I think south of Hardy, I talked to Bob Wolf,
Yep.
and he said it needs to be done south of Thor. He goes, oh, we thought it was south of Hardy,
You reported south of Hardy. To me.
did I?
Mhm.
South of Thor.
Oh,
Are you talking on the block now?
Yeah, the rock, it's got a pretty good drop off and Gary Fisher's wife went off and she just about lost it in the dredge ditch.
okay. Yeah, cause it was south of Hardy and I'd driven it and I'm like, this doesn't look bad.
No.
And Bob's like, well, we just pulled it in.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Thor.
oh, south of Thor.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
There
we'll
is a
get somebody
ledge
out there.
There's a
I was
pretty good
just
ledge
on
there.
there, yeah.
Just a safety thing that before the fall and winter gets here.
We'll have to pull back in. I think the edge rut boxes have already been pulled out for the season, but
We can't cheat up with the grader.
we can pull it back in. That's what I mean. We'll pull it back in.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
okay.
Up on, I went up and looked at the issue we had up there by Leavenworth. Been there a lot of times when the farmers are unhappy. His issue was is that, he wanted us to wait until after harvest. That way he could maintain his crops and us not take them. However, if he was informed a year ago and he still planted it, the onus falls on him. I'm sorry, but if we wait till harvest, what comes after beans? Corn.
Yeah.
Then we're trying to haul dirt and corn, semis, combines, catch carts, you name it, and then they're going, why is the county hauling dirt now? It's a catch-22.
So part of the reason that we're hauling dirt away now is because the farmer didn't want us to throw it out in his field.
Exactly.
So because they wanted it hauled away, that allows us the freedom to clean the ditch whenever we want. Where he's talking about the farmer was farming all the way up to the edge of the shoulder. We told him we were gonna clean it a year ago, winter hit, we didn't get it done right before winter. It was still on the books to get done. He went ahead and planted this year and we're wiping out now 6-8 rows of
Wow.
beans,
Yep.
so.
But they're not supposed to be planting,
You're not
To the-
supposed to be out in the right of way as it is,
Yeah.
but
And it's been,
everybody is.
does it?
it's been that way for 20 years, so he's been farming the right of way. So the crops he's got off of it.
Free rent.
I'm just saying, I got compassion for him, but when the reality hits, you gotta look at we can get done when we can get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I hate that it happened this time of year. But this just when it happened because of the work that we're doing and we were in the area.
Remember the south end of Elm when the farmer stood in the middle of the ditch and would not move? I'm not gonna say who it is.
I vaguely, wasn't there a firearm pulled
Yes, that would be the
during
guy,
that event?
yes.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah, I
it
do
is the
remember
first
that.
time this is come to.
No, I mean, for the most part, we clean ditch where we have problematic areas. I mean, that was a problem area that our blade operator reported 2 years ago, I think, to Tom, and kind of put it on our list and our radar because there was nowhere for him to be able to push snow in the wintertime. And when you'd get a heavy rain, there was no ditch to be able to take the water.
Well,
So,
there's nowhere for water to run except for on the road.
yeah, there will be now.
Yeah, and they've already started. I took a bunch of pictures while I was up there. Oh, while I was at it, I walked down to Bud Klein's old place and looked at the slough off the edge of the road.
On Oak,
On Oak, yes. I walked, I just parked at the
yeah.
barricade and walked down there and I walked over and looked at the bridge and I walked to Borman's and walked back in.
So I'm trying to get a permit from the DNR right now so that we can put fill material back into the east branch of the Des Moines River and repair the slope that the flood took out, so.
Are we talking like riprap?
We'll backfill with dirt first and then cover it with fabric and then
Right.
pound in riprap.
There's a slough up there. But
So, I mean,
Oh, wow.
it's scoured pretty good,
Close.
so it's right up to the edge of the road.
There's
Kyle
no
Bissell sent me
pictures,
some,
Yeah, that's not good.
some drone
I didn't walk close
pictures.
to the edge because. I didn't
There's
want to-
nothing under it.
So. Do you buy that material or do we have a stockpile of program?
Oh, shit.
That farm.
Probably both. We've got a stockpile of broken concrete and, riprap.
Oh, my God.
I was gonna say, when we do some of these bridge projects, maybe we should,
Yes,
we can get.
That's where my pickup is, that's how much.
Bridge projects, we should stockpile for these occasions.
Yeah, the problem
That is
with,
probably too.
Can't have any rerun.
can't have any rerod in it.
I don't like.
The state will not
No.
allow you to use
No.
any
No, well, you can
concrete
see
that's
the
got
gravel is
rebar.
one, that's the other, the amount of beams were taken out, so on. I can understand
You
the
either-
issue,
Yeah.
But something don't, he was told.
I've seen guys go in and they torch it
Oh, so you don't see the rebar.
so that you don't, so that the rebar's not sticking out, but for the most
It's
part,
hard work
it's
too.
a lot of work and the contractor just opts to haul it to Groney's pit up here and they crush it all and
Yeah.
grind it. Yeah.
We armored that whole bank there up to that point.
Yes,
When Tildes was there, there's a ramp, it's still there, I went down, looked, I dug a ramp with a skid loader and he drove down in the river with the excavator, but it wasn't the size it is now, of course, but you can drive up the center of the river to that place.
yeah,
Um,
just not right now.
just not right now.
No. Have your floaties on?
Yeah, but I mean, that's not the only spot on the east branch of the Des Moines River that needs some work. I mean, if you go east of the Livermore Bridge and then turn north heading towards AJ Birdie's, like we're starting to lose that bank along the blacktop as well in a couple of spots.
Yeah, that's what rivers do.
Yeah,
Are we going to open the closed roads up very soon, as far as the bridges up there? I walked back on the Marion lines.
Is the water down? I haven't looked at it
Yeah,
yet.
it's a foot down off the edge of the road. I got pictures if you wanna see them.
Okay.
Last week.
I'll talk to Kevin. He's
There's-
been monitoring them, so.
There's some severe washing up by Bristow's old place. But other than that, I walked down and there's really no reason. I guess I have it. It's your baby, but I'm just,
I mean, Borman's been closed since 2010. Feels like.
so does any of that can go on FEMA to get reimbursed for like anything? I was wondering about that.
And we don't like saying that word. I'm still trying to close out last
I
year's.
wondered
water
about that.
Borman's
yeah.
Bridge.
Everybody, that was a big topic down at ISAC, because everybody's still waiting that,
Whatever.
Yeah,
a
we're,
lot of them are
we're,
waiting.
we're closing out the last of, FEMA from last year right now with the Cat Z reports for administrative costs, so. I think we got one more check last week, and I think we got two more coming that we're waiting
Yeah.
on, so.
I was talking to Barry, he said it's just been a nightmare, cause every time they get somewhere, then they get somebody new and
A
then they
new
gotta start
representative.
all over
I
again.
think we
because-
went through 5,
Yeah,
so.
Did we ever get our dump truck?
Still sitting there. We paid for the actual truck portion of it in this last claims
That's what I thought.
that I just signed. But it's sitting at highway truck right now. I called and talked to Brian last week, beginning of last week, and it's in the shop right now being worked on, but we still haven't received it. And we ordered that truck 2 years
I was
ago.
gonna say, is it?
Two years ago come December, so.
Are they affiliated with Midas?
oh my god,
Well, my question
No
is,
comment.
is the warranty on the truck
oh.
still?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
so
a-
the
two
warrant,
year
the warranties,
warranty on the
the
truck.
warranty starts when we take delivery of the truck.
Okay.
But the bad part is, I mean, it's a brand new truck that we're gonna be getting almost in 2026, but it's a 2024 truck.
Right.
Yeah, you're losing 2 years of value.
Yeah.
'Cause it's-
Exactly. I mean, I just really believe that when we do something like that, we gotta be able to say. Costing you something in order for us to have it, not have it.
I mean, we've sat as a collective and talked about having a penalty for
Late-
not
late
late delivery. I mean, because if you look at the bids for the way that they came in, we were supposed to have the truck in February.
Mm-hmm.
So,
There should be a penalty on that, cause I have a penalty in my business, if I don't get the sign put up by a certain time, I gotta pay 5 or 6% back of the total amount.
okay,
So if it's $50,000 or whatever, $100,000, I gotta pay 5% of that back if it's not done by a certain date. There should be some kind of
And
penalty.
we, you know, we never used to have this problem, but.
no, and Freightliner's been reaching out. Don's truck has the ability to purchase Freightliners again. So we can always look at rotating back. I don't feel like Mac is the problem.
I don't, I was
Like,
gonna say, it's not.
Well, it's not,
Like-
they got
like
the truck. They
Mac,
can get the stuff put on.
yeah, I mean, Reese had the truck in February. So, I mean, they were a month or two later than they were supposed to, but they sat on the truck until April, and then Highway Truck has had the truck since April, and they just got it into the shop.
Is everything,
This month.
is everything there to put on? I mean.
Has been. Yeah,
It's just waiting for them to be able to get it done.
Okay, I'll propose, I've been up to Cassuth County Secondary Roads, they got their own fab shop, they put all their own snow equipment on, all their own equipment. We work with other counties on everything else, is there a possibility we could work with them? Say, okay, here's our Mack truck, here's all the snow shit you wanna put it on. I mean, it ain't like they don't know how. Cause they put everything on every piece of equipment they have, they fab it themselves.
What about warranty though? Sometimes when you do your own stuff, you do lose warranty. I mean, I don't know, I'm just throwing that out
usually
there.
the suit's not putting in new stuff either. They're taking the stuff off of
Their old
They
stuff.
stripped their own.
Oh,
they strip their own truck
Recondition it.
chassis and pull the old truck out, put the new one in, rebuild a box if they need to. But otherwise, it's the
I
same
think you wanna
equipment.
miss your warranty up.
So you can
No,
talk
but
to them now in time.
They have to
frame
have a
to be done.
recourse.
No,
for
I agree,
them
but-
To say.
It'd be like
Or
going
6
up
months
to the
later.
Chevy dealer and buying a new car and then you don't get it for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
You lose a lot of value.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying about as far as having somebody put new on. You gotta
Yeah.
be careful for your
Yeah, I know,
warranty.
you bring in a third party a lot of
Yeah,
times,
you
oh,
gotta-
well, it wasn't my fault, because it wasn't done right.
Right.
So,
They'll come
Pass the buck then.
I'm just,
So if Cassuth buys a new truck and new equipment, is it out of warranty or out of, as a default because they put their own stuff on?
Oh, you'd have to look into it. Until you know about the warranty, I wouldn't do anything.
I would think it'd be on their hands if something happened. I mean.
I
On their
mean,
own stuff.
comparably wise, so if you go back and look at the quotes that we got almost 2 years ago. We priced snow equipment from Henderson too. And I think Henderson's time frame was 6 weeks after delivery of the truck.
Well, the only
It
reason we
was,
saw it,
it was 10 grand more. But we'd have had.
we'd have had the
We'd
truck.
have had the
been
truck 6 months
Working all
ago,
summer.
so.
I just, when I was coming into town Friday, I noticed a Mack truck and I'm thinking, God, that don't look like the new one. Well, we never have got the new one.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked the question, because it was like,
Yep. Yeah, we just paid for the truck chassis in this claims. So.
well,
147,000, I think.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
and I guess I would ask Mac, this thing's been sitting for 2 years, how does our warranty, does it start from the day that,
It's supposed to be the day that it's delivered to us. I did ask Lenny this question 6 months ago.
okay,
So does highway truck do all of our trucks, do pretty much everything?
No,
They used
this
to
will be
do
the
it.
second one.
Okay,
They used to do it all, but now we took that away from them and now
We went away from them, yeah, like 20 years ago. Where we did all of our work with Don's truck over in Fairbanks. We bought the trucks from them. They put the snow equipment on, so all of our warranty and everything went through those guys. Then COVID hit, they ran into a shortage of their ability to get Freightliners. We opened up what we were looking for. I think they quoted us, I'd be misquoting. It was maybe a Western Star or something like that, and Reese quoted us a Mac. It was comparable in price. We opted to
Closer.
try
Yeah.
Closer for warranty purposes, things like that.
yeah,
Went with highway truck. First go around went well. They were a little late on delivery, but close. And then the second one has just kind of gone off the rails. So
put a lot of that problem with Don's use. It's 5 hours over and 5 hours back.
Yeah, it's a long
We
ways.
lost a man for a full day.
yeah,
And it seemed like every week, 2 weeks, we were taking a truck over there for a warranty work.
Yeah,
yep.
plus it's so expensive, right?
You pay one direction,
I
one
would-
way or the
no,
other.
We do a deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah, then,
Deadline would probably cure on it. right?
yeah, I would just start doing a deadline.
I don't know what it's gonna do to increase our,
They'll just
Run in.
raise their bid
Yeah.
for that purpose,
Well,
I would guess.
we have to have some way to have
Maybe they
some
won't,
type of
but
recourse,
chances are they
Right.
would.
I think.
Is there any other place that puts snow equipment on? I mean, I'm asking, I don't know.
so I mean, you've got, Clear Lake, you've got truck centers up there, you've got Don's truck, you've got, Henderson, which is over kind of by Don's truck, but I mean, Henderson puts on strictly Henderson equipment. Wausau's a nightmare right now. As far as their snow equipment, everything's back ordered. We switched last year with our snow equipment on our trucks because Wausau was back ordered a year to 18 months. And then you've got highway truck.
Just think if it was someone in a place where their snow is a lot more, I mean,
All the time.
yeah, I know, I'm just saying. But if we were up in northern Minnesota and this truck would have been needed, something fierce, it's,
Is it something we could do ourselves?
Build a truck?
I mean, put everything on?
No,
No,
I
okay.
don't
we
think so.
don't have the time.
We
or
don't
the-
have the
Equipment,
or the
abilities,
I mean,
yeah, I gotta ask them with ability.
I think we've got some talented guys. I think we could figure it out.
I think Bob Wolf could figure it out. He's pretty talented.
Yeah, I think we've got guys that could figure it out. But again, like
At
it
time.
pulls back to, if you're gonna pull a guy off to do something like that, what are you giving up?
Right.
Are you giving up mowing? Are you giving up fixing farmers tile? Resetting cross pipes, building, we could give up building driveways. You know, what aspect are we giving up
Right.
if we're doing that? So.
Well, I just think it's something that when times to buy another truck or another purchase a big item like that, we have to have it in our mindset that what happens if this thing's sitting at their shop for month after month that we aren't using it? Well, we got rid of the truck because the old truck needed to be down the road, and what happens if that thing would have blown up in the, then we're sitting there trying to figure out, do we pedal that? Do we fix that? So there's a lot of other options that,
Yep.
leave you standing there scratching your head saying, how did we get here months afterwards? Should have been,
Yeah.
and I'm not putting all the blame on them because
Yeah,
they're
I'm not blaming
ordering.
highway truck for everything, but I do know we were set up to start the build the beginning of June.
Yep.
And then we got kicked to the back of the line because 3 DOT trucks arrived.
Well, them orange trucks have higher priority than,
They get a much bigger budget than we have.
There was probably a much larger ticket item Yeah,
They buy
for
a
each of those,
lot more.
like all the
trucks.
bells and whistles and yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't mean to start a 20-minute discussion.
No, but I mean, it needs to be discussed, so.
But like you say, it could cause a lot of problems.
Well. I know we've done it on excavators. Where we say we have to have the thing by the middle of June so that we can get it paid for.
Mhm.
And it's never been an issue there, but I don't know if it's because you're talking two different suppliers right now. We can definitely look at it.
I can call you later and you can practice scolding me and then you can call down there. I don't know, I just wanted to see if we had any movement, if we're
Yeah.
expecting it soon or. All right,
Okay.
Thank you, man.
All right,
thank you.
thank you.
Ben.
And we go back to regulars after next week.
Yep, this week's the last week of 4/10s, so I'm ready to shift back.
Okay.
And
After your first year doing it, do you think it caused any conflicts, or what do you think?
Us in the office
Yeah.
or, so. For us in the office now.
Pros and cons, I guess.
I mean, the con is I'm having to get up early. It's about the same number of hours for me. I know my office manager likes it because she has less vacation than Dave and I.
Mhm.
For Dave and I, if we wanted a Friday off, we'd just take a Friday off.
Mhm.
But in this past Friday, I took off and went to a doubleheader tennis match. Daughter, but. I think it went well. I only heard one complaint where somebody tried to show up on a Friday afternoon and they couldn't have missed me by more than a half an hour because I was still there till noon that day. But
I know a few of the counties around have actually extended it. Their summer hours,
oh, yeah,
because they seem to like it.
Right,
They extended it both directions.
you're talking the secondary road staff now.
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
office.
not the office, I'm just talking the staff.
Okay.
Well, Wright County does it, they go 4/10s.
Wright County goes 4/10s for their office staff. too.
Yes, that's what I started looking up on the computer, how many counties does it around us, and surprisingly, a lot of them do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the downside is when you have construction,
Sure.
but then you're working whatever the contractor's working anyway.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, Wright County, I feel like they go. I think they start at the beginning of May. I think they still stop around the same time, but I think they
Yeah.
start the beginning of
Start
May
early.
instead of the end. And I'm not totally opposed to that, but I think if we're gonna do that, we need to get the quarries on board. Because right now, Severs is open early enough that we could start hauling rock. But the Peterson quarry has been opening their scale house at 8:00. Doesn't do us any good to show up at work and start working at 6:30 if we
Yeah.
can't get
can't
loaded
get loaded.
with rock and hauling until 8 a.m.
Mhm.
I mean, pre-trip inspection takes 10 minutes.
Right. You just wasted
After
that
that,
time.
you're
Yeah.
just wasting.
That doesn't do anybody any good.
I
No.
can set you up all in DDG, so I can get you the first
Get 'em a
load.
couple
if
loads.
you're interested in that.
Would they be set up for us to just raise the tailgate?
No, I'm not thinking that would work. I
Okay.
wish.
All right,
Okay.
thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Okay, gonna move down to approved resolution 2025-08-25. A resolution confirming wages for elected officials for the fiscal year 25-26.
I didn't do this because we didn't change the wages, but I got to thinking about it, that I should have it
Yeah,
in there. Regardless.
probably, normally do that to confirm what it was changed to, but being it didn't change, she didn't do it, but we let her do it, just noting that it never changed.
Should accept this. Resolution 2025-08-25.
I'll second it.
We have a first and a second. The resolution, so we'll do roll call. Bruce,
Aye.
Sandy?
I.
Mike?
Aye.
I'm also an aye. The resolution is approved. Discussion on reimbursement of expenses of board of supervisors.
Please be me with these.
I don't know, sounds like somebody's drilling something.
Reading.
Something.
Okay. All right, this is basically just a discussion or a little reminder that according to our handbook, we need to turn in our expenses monthly. It gets crucial when it's the end of the year because, you know, if we pay it several months out of after July, it screws things up a little bit. Yeah. So it's just a reminder on that. You turn in expenses, get it done, because it is in the handbook to do it. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander,
Yep,
as they say.
Well, I don't have a problem, I mean, to me, it's. But if it isn't like most of us are turning in expenses more than
Yeah.
$100 or $200, so.
No,
If that.
no, it's mainly the timeliness of the factor. And years ago, Peggy chewed me pretty good for not getting it done.
Well, it's fine, and I appreciate that, but
Yep.
for me, most of mine are paid by, like, juvenile detention pays my travel down and back, and I don't. I guess we do have UDMO once in a while, but I haven't turned them in for over a year, so that's to Fort Dodge, so I could usually figure out a way to go to Menards or something to buy something that I was gonna go get anyway, so. But I just, most of it's not like we're spending thousands of dollars trying to cover that, so
It's just timeliness of.
it's.
Exactly,
it
and
is,
it's just sometimes life just
we can
gets in
get
the
it.
way of what,
Oh, yeah.
what's going on and busy and things like that, so.
Just a gentle reminder.
Yep.
One other thing, Vince, we're on this topic here, it was brought to my attention that, for these meetings at ISAC, registration fee is expensive,
Mhm.
and if we're gonna register, we should try to go. Or maybe do a late, if you're questionable, do a late registration, that's what I did the last time I went, because I didn't think I was gonna go. So I didn't sign up, and ended up going at the end, towards the end, and that, gotta pay a little bit extra, but you don't pay so much.
Are there different, and I don't know, I know it's $290 for me to sign up. How much is it if you only go for a day, or you pick a day? Is it any variable, or is it all the
And
same?
you just register, I don't think there's a date.
Yeah, I don't
just a
think daily
registration.
cost.
So if you
No,
go one day, it's $290, and if you go 3 days,
Yeah.
it's $290.
Mhm.
Right.
The only thing you don't have is the hotel and you still
Yeah,
have
Or
a
if you-
travel
or if you
expense.
drive back
Yeah.
and forth, you got the mileage.
right, either it's a catch.
It is, you know,
Yeah.
if you're gonna drive back and forth, you're gonna pay about the same as it is for a hotel room.
Mhm.
Things come up in life, and I understand that, but it's, you know, it's a substantial amount of money when you get a bunch of people doing it.
Right,
So, but I do think it's important that we do attend these things as much as we can,
It is.
because you do learn a lot.
Mhm.
And you learn a lot from your fellow supervisors that are down there,
Yes.
or auditors, or treasurers, or recorders, or secondary roads. I think it's important that we do attend those things.
I
So-
think even, and if the elected official can't go, I think somebody from their department should go, because there's a lot of learning that goes on and they can glean and bring it back.
Bring it back, yeah,
Yeah. This would have been a really good one.
just a comment. All right, moving on down to discussion on requirements for receiving items for the Board of Supervisors meeting agenda.
So we've run into adding things at the last minute. Clear until 4:15 on Friday. And I'd like to get back to the way it was before, when it was submitted the day before, and it was kind of concrete that way. And when things are submitted, submit them as you want them worded on the agenda, so there's no misunderstandings.
We've been wanting the agendas for Thursday for a long time. We've asked for that for a long time.
Yeah, and it's hard when we don't get the information until.
Understand, but we
On a
don't,
Friday or a Thursday?
Yeah,
we're not being able to read to see what is put on the proposed agenda, where before. I'm gonna use Peggy as an example.
Mhm.
Before Thursday, we had a agenda, and if you said, well, we aren't gonna discuss that, or we did that last week, we can scratch that off.
Mhm.
But now it doesn't come till Friday, late in the afternoon.
Right.
Don't have a clue.
So can we change that?
I think that I'd go back to Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Thursday.
If it isn't
We've
done
always-
by Thursday night,
We've been wanting Thursday for a long time.
So
You
what's
have-
the cutoff date, what cutoff times for receiving?
That's put on the agenda.
Noon.
I would say it used to be noon.
Noon on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be noon on Thursday.
So if you had a question about the agenda, you had nobody to call on Saturday.
Right.
Right.
It gives you a chance to figure things out for Friday.
And that was one of the things that was brought up, and I thought that was really good. Some of the counties put their, attachments on their agenda that they put on their website. And so you can look at everything that you're
Right.
gonna.
For the meeting.
Rather than just a
For the-
line item on the agenda, the information's there also.
Yes, and I thought that was a really good idea. There's
Yeah,
a-
we could-
so Ben's whole packet would have been on there. I'm just.
Yeah, no,
Ben's
anything that you had
I
that,
guess when I submit my stuff for the agenda, I can tag the board and send you all of my attachments.
well, this is just even for general public, I mean, cause.
Oh.
I mean, anybody who's on the website can click on what's there, cause everything that we talk about is public,
Right.
you know, anybody can ask for anything.
Well, I think it
That
makes
way Matt
everybody
would always
available
have
on
them, he wouldn't
Thursday
have to take pictures.
at noon, like you said it earlier, that's.
I'm guilty of.
Cause you try to push something in, if Midland wants to
Beyond
put a,
noon on Thursday. I mean, there's been times that I haven't gotten anything to Shauna until midday Friday because, like you guys have said, life happens, work
Mhm.
happens. You're
Yep.
busy in construction.
And things, yeah.
Whatever, and, or you just plain forgotten, and I'm very guilty of
Mhm.
that. So,
Well, there's been things that we've done. I know we've put stuff on the agenda later that.
Mhm.
Have come up that needed addressed.
Right.
Whether it be a repair on the building or whatever. So we're just as guilty. It just needs to be
Yeah.
defined as for everybody.
Right.
Us included.
And maybe, eliminate some of the, maybe some things can wait till next week.
Yeah.
Unless they're emergencies.
Yeah.
You know, like you have somebody's, quite often, we're digging in the road ditch already. And we need to work on that,
Yeah,
you know.
Oh,
that was what I was gonna ask, is there's times when Ben calls and says. We have the agenda set, say this was set on Thursday, and Midland called and they have a power outage and they needed to dig in the road, so. I don't mind amending the agenda for something like that, because it's something that needs to be done, we can't wait till next week and tell them, well, they're out of power, just too bad. So,
And then, like we say, we do amend our agenda for the
Mhm.
meetings, if it's something like that.
I'll get better at getting it back to you on Thursday.
does the railroad need a permission to work on it right away?
It's a great question. Apparently, they don't even need to notify us.
No.
what
Well,
they're
I run
doing.
that one lane road up by Bode, and then they were one lane road 169, and I'm thinking, holy buckets. I don't remember this one.
So they moved, permit your.
They put all the crossing.
So everything that they're doing is inside the railroad's right of way, which supersedes county right of way. They
So
were.
basically, they can close our roads and not even tell us.
That's what they did.
Kind of.
They're supposed to be notifying us, and there was a lapse in communication between the railroad and us. And the lapse is they didn't try and communicate with us. And they were apparently notifying somebody with the city of Humboldt. Who never passed it on to us. Or they were notifying, they were at least notifying somebody at dispatch that they were closing the road. But then nobody from dispatch notified us. So we finally caught up with them on County K last week. I chewed on the foreman for the job. And my phone rings about 12 times a day now from somebody from UP giving me a status update on the project and what roads are closed, what ones they're planning on closing, where they're at. So
Are they doing upgrades to gravel crossings also?
they are doing upgrades to every crossing right now. They are putting new ties in, they're putting in sections of new rail. They're putting new pads in, and asphalt on each side.
But Ben, the difference in that is they close a railroad crossing and an ambulance gets dispatched. And I know this is hypothetical, but if an ambulance gets dispatched down that road and all of a sudden they can't get across, somebody's at fault because that ambulance had to back up and go around.
That's where I think they're at least notifying, they
Dispatch.
were at least notifying dispatch, if not us.
But that's a little more, you know,
So
urgent than,
to update you guys right now, Main Street in Bode is closed. They did most of their removal yesterday. Their plan is to, set the pads and do the asphalt today and possibly get it open. It'll be tomorrow morning, realistically. But that one's closed and the one on 100 is street, or no. Boy, it's close. That's all.
well,
Anyway, they're working their way
West.
to suit.
That surprised me when I come up when there's a flagger and they got a machine out there cutting the asphalt. Deep, I mean, it was like a stump grinder on a skid loader and it was doing an amazing job and
Yeah,
they're doing full depth. What are they doing? I don't remember this.
yeah, I pulled up the K road. Still on. Yeah,
so we're,
It's fairly smooth though, what they did,
yeah.
It is.
smooth crossing.
most
I
of
wish
the
they'd
time-
run 50 feet in each direction.
for you or for the chair. If I want something on, or if one of these wants something on, they call the chair anyway.
Well, sometimes,
Well, I mean,
Not all the time, okay.
I don't remember calling in and saying we need to put this on. I remember asking if something was put on, but I don't remember. The chair usually is the one that does more
puts 90% of it on.
work with the auditor's office than anybody else. So I guess I still thought that we went through the chair to do the agenda item. So I guess let me know before December.
Well, I will say not all things go through the chairman, because then you go up on it that I don't know about. But that's fine, don't bother me if someone wants to talk about something. I mean, you're representing your area, and if you wanna put it on there, put it on there. Usually it's stuff that needs to be done. I mean, how does the board feel? Do you think it all should run through the chairman and he should decide whether it goes on the agenda or not? I don't think so.
I think you should be called.
Maybe notified,
Yeah.
but hey, I'm putting this on the agenda.
Yeah, and if you have a problem with it, you can discuss it with whoever you're talking to.
Yeah,
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Well, and was I inappropriate in discussing the things I discussed with Ben? I wasn't on the agenda, but as far as like the railroad crossings, that wasn't on there. The
No,
bridges, all that stuff that I brought up, should that have been put on the agenda or?
I don't know that those are.
Yeah.
they're not action items.
Okay.
discussing.
Yeah, concerns
All right.
or information.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So by the same token, I know what the chair position, fielding 4 different phone calls to explain it 4 different times sometimes.
well, it's not that,
No,
it's not that bad.
so I guess that's
We're just gonna make it really hard for next year.
Sure can, 'cause I'm taking the first 4 months off. I didn't tell you yet, but I was.
Your wife?
I'm teasing. My blood pressure's already going up because I have that, if you guys, just shut up. This is supposed to be my year off of being in that seat, so. Oh, well,
All right, so
I'm good.
we're gonna try to do better about getting items to the auditor's office by noon on Thursday.
Super.
Yes,
That way they can get it out sooner, that way if we have any questions. Well, it can.
but we also have to realize things are going to pop up.
Sure they do.
Yeah.
They're just gotta be a little flexible, but try to be better on time.
All right, moving down to, is there anything else before we go to committee reports? Bruce.
Well, the only thing I had was, Udmo Tuesday, the finance meeting. Which I listened to part of it. I was on my way over to Iowa Falls and in and out of those hills over there. I couldn't, so I listened for a while and then I lose it for a while, but for the most part, everything was good. We have our meeting tomorrow night. We've adjusted our juvenile detention meeting. Instead of Friday, it's gonna be Wednesday. So, and then I have Thursday, the CFR meeting, so my week is,
This is gonna be your crazy week.
yeah. That's it.
Okay, so Tuesday, the 19th, I had the Humboldt County prevention, that used to be we call, it was the opioid and alcohol, but now we call it prevention coalition. And then we also had Humboldt County Food Pantry Board meeting. Food pantry, I mean, we just know that there's going to be an increase in what's gonna be needed for food, and we're working on trying to get more donations and things like that. We're gonna need, and monetary, it's great to get the food, it really is, but monetary donations are even better yet, just because we can get certain deals
They purchase food.
that we
cheap.
can purchase food cheaper, so monetary is really great. Also on Tuesday, the 19th, I had ISAC Board of Education. Or not Board of Education Committee, not board. And then I also had, I'm on the ISAC board because I'm District 2 president, so I had the ISAC board meeting on Tuesday. So Tuesday was it was fun. It was action packed. And then on the 20th, we had on the 20th and 21st, I had the ISAC conference that I was at, the annual conference.
How was it? How was the attendance?
I thought it was attendance was good. We had some really good people talking. And good speakers, as far as, you always have on Wednesday, you have the speaker. So we had a really good speaker. And it was more or less about how to handle situations, and laughter and things like that, trying not to get too, I mean, we got such a heavy thing, but everybody needs laughter in their life. So it was really good on how you can but then the next one was personalities and how to work with all the different departments within your county. And you went to the HR one, correct? Yep. So we decided to split up so that we could come and but it was a lot about generations. The state of Iowa has 20% population of 65 or more, but I know Humboldt counties is higher than that. I think Humboldt's like 40%.
40?
Like right around there.
Boy, I'm glad
'Cause we
I'm
talked-
that
we-
age.
I know it. We've got a few.
One more month.
I was gonna say, we got a few more months. But, so a lot of this stuff is gonna impact a lot of our people within our county, especially the Medicaid and things like that. We talked about that as far as like our hospitals. Some things are gonna be cut out, reimbursements aren't gonna be as much. It's really going to affect our county hospitals. Because they still have to take, if someone comes in,
Somebody
they-
walks in the door, they gotta take them.
they gotta take them whether they have insurance or not, and so this is really. It's really gonna be put a thing on our hospitals. Yeah, and let's see, I had something else that I wanted to bring up my head. Oh, this was brought up at one of the things they were talking about how, and I'm not for sure on this. Do you know about this, Trish? Some counties for the courtrooms, they figure a square foot and they charge them for the maintenance of the,
Charge who, the state? Or the
Yeah.
district?
yeah, for the courtroom. And for the maintenance. I mean, that was just brought up and I'm like, so I thought, well, I'm gonna bring that to Trish. And yeah, but that's what they do. They figure a square foot. Like I don't know if it's like a rental. They didn't really, they just said it was, they used it for maintenance. So I'm assuming it's like a rental, square foot rental.
Well, yeah, cause I mean, we provide. Costs us a fortune to run that courtroom.
Right, but anyway, there are some counties that was brought up, let's see. Charge per. Oh, okay, this was the other thing, okay, that was brought up at the meeting. And, so some of your counties, they're doing, they're taking, like we do, take care of, small towns for their, and they do it per
Law
capita.
enforcement.
And I think that's how we do it too, don't we? We do it
Yes.
Per
Yep.
capita, but they were saying that they also charge, because it creates more problems, is, for every bar in that town. They charge extra for every bar because the smaller town bars usually have incidences. And so they they figure a charge for that.
Compared to like the libraries, to have more instances.
I'm just saying that if it comes to
Yeah,
that and the
I-
counties, but I'm just saying this is some of the things that were.
Lot less people pushing and shoving at the book checkout than at
Oh.
the last,
Fighting over.
the last call for twofers.
Oh, the other thing that was brought up, state conservation, some of the counties are, instead of hiring extra help and having mowers. They found out it's cheaper for them to hire someone to do their mowing, like a
Oh, like a lawn
mowing
service?
service. Versus having,
It cost me a fortune to do my cemeteries. Like 300
Oh, this year was money losing.
oh
they
my
made it.
God, yeah,
They
yeah.
made a ton of money this year, and I
Yeah.
pay
Yeah.
$3.25 each time they mow. And they're mowing almost twice a week.
Oh, yeah,
I got 2 cemeteries to take care of.
But I mean, they have to.
Oh, I know, yeah.
The ones that are really getting when they contract cemeteries. They
But no-
really took a
The
beating.
problem is, if we were to hire somebody and take a certain somebody that I know was close to me, which you know,
Yeah,
and you want the cemeteries to look nice, but they go in there and they just scalp them as bad as they can to get by, and then it looks horrible.
Make it
Yeah,
more span.
they try to get by longer
yeah.
and then, yeah, it's just,
Oh,
and they usually charge more too, sorry.
okay, no, you're good. They just said by the
Yep.
time you have the mower, buy a mower, pay somebody to do it, that, it might be cheaper. A
Yeah.
lot of counties are doing that just to cut back. And maybe in a normal year where it didn't rain all the time.
Yeah,
The other thing that was brought up was, state and federal compliance with do we have a procurement policy? Is that something supposedly the Fed is gonna start cracking down on that in the state, having procurement policy?
So I'm pretty sure FEMA required us to have one.
Right, a procurement, that's what was brought up, but evidently some counties did not. And they're coming into problems with,
I mean, it's basic, it's, if you're taking bids, you take the lowest bid, otherwise you
right.
take competitive.
because they just said if there's no policy, the Fed could come back and have the money returned. And evidently that has happened to some areas because they didn't have a procurement. Policy, prove you follow the policy. Oh, and then you gotta prove that you follow the policy.
I do have a copy of one.
Okay,
in. But it is very lengthy.
okay. But anyway, so that was the other big thing, because I think it was because of so many FEMA things that have happened, they brought that up. And then basically they're gonna overhaul property tax again, and there was a lot of talk about how counties are gonna have to start finding new ways to bring in revenue.
Really?
I hear feet pics are a new thing.
And it's-
Isn't that kind of what you picked, you got from?
Sell your feet pics.
Well,
Interesting.
the reason home values went up is because they, on zero first, farm tax rollback.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They shifted it from ag to residential
Yeah.
Right.
many years ago.
And
Right.
now everybody that owns
Yes.
a house is pissed off, well,
Mhm.
Yep.
That's what.
No, I get it, but no, that was one of the things that basically, and the other thing that was brought up again was that we have to play nice because the legislature doesn't like it when we get in their face. Well, how else? I mean,
Kinda thought that was their job.
exactly. But anyway,
I'm still puzzled by figure out a way to improve our
revenue
revenue.
in, oh, I know
I
it,
mean, it's like, what, are we supposed to set up a lemonade stand in the corner?
yeah,
And anybody that's coming into court, we try to,
yep. Oh, I know, I was just like well, they talked about. So that's the other thing that was brought up too, was the state coming in and making for setbacks, because they wanna make it more wind and
Friendly.
solar. And that's the other way that counties make money, but it takes a long time before you do make money. But some counties love it, other counties hate it, so, and I know we don't have anything, so. I don't know. And then I got this for you, Trish, it's on, the reimbursements, and I know we'll have to have that for Kathy. As she said, so I got that for you. And I know there was something else, but I can't find it.
Way.
When they was talking about the new schedule, they were going to raise the assessments on property, if their house is 48%, they're gonna raise that to 100%. Commercials, what, 65%, they're gonna raise that to 100%. Windmills are gonna stay at 30%.
Mm-hmm,
So
Yeah,
they're not
locked
gonna,
in for 40 years.
they're not going to raise 100% of the windmill, of the wind energy.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that stuck in my head.
yeah, and that was, I forgot about that, I knew there was something else.
Yeah, I
That
figured it was.
That was it, I was trying to remember and I couldn't, yeah. Everybody else was gonna go 100%, but the windmills.
so it's good for
Hmm,
one is not good for the other side.
that's right.
The only way you can capture is if you tip them, and then you can catch what little bit there is to catch there, which is gonna be substantial. But
But if they
It's
change the
not- it's
law,
not
the
going-
TIF is not gonna be,
it's not going to be 100% at any
Yeah.
point in time.
yeah,
You're not gonna make up the deficit of what we're going to, but you're gonna lower the assessment down to 2%, but the evaluations are gonna go to 100%. So, but with all the military and
yes.
65 and
Right.
over exemptions,
All of
all that coming at us are going to offset in the negative ways
Yeah.
on our
Right.
budget.
How much did we lose on that, Trish? What do you think our?
I have to go back and look at it.
But it was-
I know at one time it was
Substantial.
a lot.
Yeah, and that's what,
Huge.
that's what I thought, we lost quite, and that's what. We need to bring people into our state, not, we've got enough old people, we need to bring.
Well, that's what that was
But it's
reported.
such,
I mean, we're
I
all.
mean, it's the truth, and that's what I mean,
Don't
we need.
go and say, oh, we're all gonna die someday now.
No, I'm not gonna go that far. I am not gonna say that far. That was pretty stupid on her part. But anyway, all I'm saying is we need to be thinking, what can we do to bring young people and bring our, to our area?
Mhm.
And that's what, cause Iowa is losing people right and left. Yes. Your physicians, your
So you need
nurses,
to create
your.
jobs for them to come to Iowa.
We have the jobs. What was the other misnomer? We have the jobs. People do not want to come to Iowa because of some of the politics that are going on.
Really?
Mhm. Your young people do not, I mean, we are an OBGYN desert now. If you look at it, we are losing OBGYNs. They're leaving the state. And it's getting harder and harder to recruit them to come back.
The whole
Or to
problem is,
get, or to get them.
the whole problem is the people that wanna work now wanna work at their home.
Yeah, they wanna work from home,
Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe 3 days a week.
yep, so COVID has really screwed that up for everything.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's what we need to be working on is how can we get young people back to our areas and to keep them here?
So Bob, what'd you do this week?
I had the public safety meeting on Tuesday. And then Wednesday I had the conservation meeting. We had a deadline on the trees to get out of the Rutland Dam. Of course, they're still in there and more continue to come down from all the flooding. So that has been extended till December. And FEMA said, well, okay, Todd called FEMA and they extended it for us. The campground is full at Sheldon. They have the rock and picnic this weekend. That's going on. So everything's full, been full over there for 2 weeks. So that's good.
Get your spaces.
I can sit in my backyard if you wanna stop by, you can sit. and
Hear it?
listen.
No, I'm gonna be.
But other than that, everything's going good with the conservation.
Good.
That's all I had.
Wednesday, ISAC, Human Resources Conflict in the Workplace, investigatory interview process. I went through it, and Ben, you're pretty darn good. I have to give you credit. I've watched the way you do things and you evidently paid attention because everything they said in basically in order, you do, and that's just a shout out, it's yay. It was amazing listening to him because I've been through it with you before, and this is pretty much the same thing. But yeah,
So I'm gonna interview.
evaluations, discipline and performance reviews, best practice for managing our public employees. Thursday, business meetings, supervisors lobbying efforts. They're in a lot of things, pushing a lot of direction, but I don't think they're gonna gain a whole lot of traction from just the history. County budgets, joint with the auditors. Basically, they did kind of what we're doing, we're in the process of doing, if the deputies are patrolling rural areas. That hours that they're out there patrolling percentage wise, we take that out of rural basic. And that way we ain't robbing from general basic, which don't have all the strings tied to it. That's just basically, they went through a lot of that kind of stuff and kind of directed you on how they do things. And if it was wrong, I'm sure they would have told us, but,
It was a good joint meeting with the,
it was.
with the auditors.
Procurement and purchasing with the auditors, yeah, we went through that, CO2 pipeline update. Meeting, 12 counties coalition, that was a little offset, there's 12 counties to sue, right? This pipeline's going to try and plow through their counties with eminent domain. I was approached by Dean and asked if I would have come to that meeting, because Sandy was unavailable. They're trying to get $25,000 between 12 counties. We will be 13. Divide that up by 13, that would be our 2080 agreement. I told Dean, we had this meeting and they're trying to get a large group of counties saying, no, we don't want this, versus find out that pipeline's gonna run right through Main Street of Humboldt, and then we gotta fight it by ourselves. Do we wanna pile in with these people and say, okay, we want on board with your cause? Or do we wanna wait till it's our problem and then we can fight it by ourselves? I'm going to get the 2080 agreement from that coalition and we will see what it says and how much it is. I don't know if this board would be interested in that, but I am. So,
We've done things like that before with other counties on different issues.
and it's gonna be minimal. It's gonna be,
Like 2 great.
yes.
Yeah.
The other
So,
side of the point is, we're a hiccup away from something happening in
Oh,
Wright
yeah.
County, and instead of
Oh,
that,
yeah,
they bring it
those are-
over 4 miles, and now we're in the heart of it.
Yeah.
We're like, what, 3 miles, I think?
Yeah,
Aren't we?
it's close, closer than
Or
what,
north and.
Yeah, it's close.
Story County, and I think there's another county, I can't remember what other county, they're both in it right now, neck deep, they're in litigation, it's in the Supreme Court, so that. The fight's being had, it just depends if we wanna stay on the sidelines or we wanna jump into it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pretty much it. I was offered the opportunity with Twin River Exploration. The guy, who's that guy? What's his name?
Kyle?
Yeah. He was there and we had our own little private meeting with one of the supervisors from Wright County, myself and him, and it was very, because they do have a very interesting spot in Wright County, which they think they're going to be able to pump a lot of hydrogen out of. It was interesting talking to him, listening to the conversation. Not so much in Humboldt, but they've got wells drilled over there already. And they're looking to drill more, to find what they're looking for.
They signed a $1,000 worth of.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, and that's what he said. He says, we want, yeah, he says, if you do it, make sure you put a high dollar on the, he says, and they'll do it. So that's
He
something
said
for us.
it was based on the number of miles that the project incorporated, which we've said from day one that Wright County had a lion's share.
Of the,
Like ours was
Minimum.
17 miles, I think, that they wanted to
Mhm.
drive of ours. So like ours is 10% of the project, maybe. So if we had an agreement, it'd be less than 20,000.
that's another way of revenue. You have to start.
Except it's not revenue that rolls into general basic.
I know.
I understand that Wright County did it is they took that 110,000 and they put it into a separate account.
Yes.
And
that
then
is
that
funny.
will cover any and all tile damages for the next 20 years where this vibratory study took place.
Yep. And that is.
And most of what they've done is along Highway 3 and 69. They
So
haven't
far.
ventured, that's what I'm saying, they haven't ventured off those beaten paths, so anything that's damaged now is gonna be on the state
Yeah.
right away so far.
Yeah.
But they must be having issues with one of them trucks, cause it was broke down east of town. Now it's loaded onto a lowboy, and now they have a second one that's showed up, so it sits across from, in that little lot over there, across from, the sprayer Haggy is where they're,
Then you wonder, so they do drill, pump it out of the ground, now are they gonna have another pipeline to pump it somewhere, are they gonna?
They have to process it there. That was part of the conversation. They're gonna have to build a plant to incorporate on whatever they're going to use it for. Friday, I was at the assessors panel explaining their job responsibilities and how it relates to the supervisors. That was kind of, you was at that one. that
No,
was Friday.
I didn't, that's Friday.
That was a
I didn't
very
put it.
interesting one. They're actually using the people that actually work in the counties and putting them up there on the stage and letting them. So it's common knowledge. You don't have somebody speaking down to you. You have somebody speaking at
Yeah,
you.
they've
It's
gotten really
huge
good
shift.
about having panels, about people who are actually doing, they've been doing that for the last 2-3 years now.
And behavioral health transition, that guy was there, I
Russell.
believe they got 15 to 17 offices, one's in Fort Dodge, I believe one's in Stony Lake. Around this area to direct people to for assistance, for help, whatever. It sounds like they're finally getting their ducks in a row. He's gonna have 17 people in the Midwest, and just in his area, 17 different offices, so. They look like, sounds like they're doing better, so.
That's the DAPs, the ASOs aren't doing any better, but he's a DAP, which is,
I don't know what a
brain-
DAP is.
disability, something with, it's brain, I can't remember what the A is, but it's disability. Adult, maybe, no, cause they do kids too. But it's basically, disabilities and brain dysfunction.
They got the budget cut so tight on them, so tight, they couldn't even give us a handout without permission. It's crazy how tight they're
Yeah.
pinching them, and his explanation is, well, nobody had a rein on anything we did before. We just bought what the hell we needed.
Right.
And now you ask them if you can even have flyers to hand out to the people in the crowd. They didn't have any.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get permission. Saturday, I went and looked at the thing up by Livermore and did the bridge thing I already talked about. That's gonna be me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
I got 2 more trees.
Well, I noticed that in the conservation report about trees, they got thousands of trees along the trails they're gonna have to deal with over the next few years.
Took them up to them forever.
It's gonna be a
What?
huge.
A lot of those,
Dump them in the river above the dam.
a lot of those will just cut off and put off to the side of the trail, cause eventually they'll rot out in nature. It's just, there's a lot to come down, it's gonna be a big project.
The ash
It's
is
gonna
such
be
a hard wood, it'll take a long time for those to. I mean,
Well,
'cause ash is
okay.
hard.
We had our church service yesterday out at Sheldon, and just an FYI. Somebody should go out there and look, because that shelter that we use up above. There's like 4 trees that are hanging different directions, and there's a lot of dead wood. So if the wind blows, some of them
What
branches.
shelter?
It's,
Up above.
I call it the middle one, you know, between the two campgrounds.
Oh, the middle one right there, okay.
But there's a lot of branches up there, and people were saying, boy, if we get wind, some of these dead branches could end up falling on that shelter.
Okay.
But it was a beautiful day, and we enjoyed being able to use that, and thank conservation we always reserve it. Or a church service,
I'll talk to
but
Cal about that.
there's a lot up there that needs to be trimmed, so, and
Yeah.
through the parks and all over are the same ways.
There's a lot of old trees.
Yes.
I look
giant
at our
trees.
old acreage and that just makes me wanna cry.
Yeah, sad. All right, Tuesday, the 19th at Public Safety. That went pretty well. We did have a discussion on that rapid radio thing that we talked about a couple weeks ago. It sounds like the state of Iowa says, don't use it. So. They don't want it coming in, because then all of a sudden,
They're gonna lose all their business and all their money, and then you have conditions,
yeah, because then nobody talks to anybody. and,
Yep.
But they weren't at all in support of that. Tuesday, I called up Doug Strike and talked with him about the tiling issue. We talked with DD sub 1 of 11.
Lovely.
And, you know, he says, I'm not. On retainage for that, but he advised me that yes, we are doing it correctly. Reading, understanding those.
So Colin was
His interpretation of it was correct,
Mhm.
according to the Iowa code,
perfect.
drainage code. I responded to Dave Huntermark on that, and Dave says he understands. So I don't think there'll be any issues going forward with that project. And, but all I had to say.
That should answer a lot of questions, because we have that guy do that. That was calling an attorney and get his opinion on it.
Yeah, I just want, I was 99% sure Colin was right. And he just confirmed, we sent the maps then to him, he looked at them and confirmed. That,
Yeah,
and he is the IDDA attorney, and we are with the IDDA, so I can call him for legal advice.
So that was free.
What's that?
That was free.
Oh, hell no. No, I'm sure it was $150.
What word is?
I do sign that, you sign that check too.
What word is not ringing in an attorney's ear is free.
yeah, trust me.
But at least it confirmed what we were. So,
That was a good meeting. this
It was
year. I
very,
have
very
to say, there's a lot of things that stuck, and usually just sticks and falls off. It really stuck this time. I don't know why, but.
Well, the more you do stuff, you know what I mean, when you're first, everything is just so new and you've got so much to learn, so it does take a while for it to start, oh, that's why we do this, yeah, that makes sense to try to do that,
You can learn how to apply it.
yeah. So, we'll just more and more get easier.
anything else?
I remind people that school started today, so there's a lot of grumpy little kids that started. showing up. And a lot of happy parents. And I got a couple of smiling daughters that said, it starts today. So
And I got a happy wife at home.
please be mindful of them,
Retired.
as my kids call them, the big yellow cheese buses and their stop signs out, so we
Yeah,
don't have any accidents, because those kids are pretty special, so keep everybody safe.
kids on scooters, they come.
Lori.
How many kids on scooters?
Oh,
were going
boy.
to school
Yeah,
today?
to him,
Yes.
he said,
The more rights.
right, you know, the information, so that's checking in. He said they'll call
What is
try
it?
to have those range stuff.
One of them just-
How is the painting coming upstairs? Has he got that one painted?
Taylor's and Cooney was. the first
I think
one,
he
then there's
does.
another-
I think that's been done.
For
quite a while.
Yeah, this is-
Okay.
He was discussing. that.
Next week, we're
Not after.
not meeting.
With any.
Oh, yes, it is.
You're gonna hire that guy. He's
That's
The labor.
25 years.
Stay off the grass.
I guess it wasn't on the agenda to do that. So,
I think that.
And.
Well, it's closed, I think.
What else?
I think you got it on your schedule.
Some of the things. that we're saying,
The yearly.
so if we wanna have a meeting on Tuesday, we have to
Yeah.
do it.
That last stuff.
We just did claims, so we don't need to. So probably.
If something come up,
I'm sure.
and we needed to meet on Tuesday, just let me know, I can stop through.
I don't think these people. will
You guys are
listen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We haven't adjourned yet.
I'll make a motion.
No.
While you're waiting for a motion, I'm like, oh.
Well, the courthouse is closed next month for Labor Day. Okay. If need to have, if something comes up, there's no claims for next week. If something comes up and we need to have a meeting, we'd have to call Trish and have one on Tuesday.
But it's on our yearly calendar that we don't meet on Monday for Labor Day.
Labor Day, yep,
Yes.
yep.
Just
Just one quick thing. Somebody just called, they said east of Gilmore on Highway 3. She asked for your guys' numbers, so I'm telling you.
east of the.
Yep, east of Gilmore on Highway 3, there's like 2 to 3 miles where an asphalt company must have like spilled
Oh,
asphalt.
God.
So she said, as you're driving, if a semi hits that, it's spraying the cars with
Oh,
whatever is dropped. She said it's
Tackle.
a very long, yeah,
But
It happened the other day down in Fort Dodge.
I don't know.
No,
They're,
some,
they're paving on Stratford Center, gravel, Matthew, I think. They've been
down in
pulling
Fort
out-
Dodge, that belly dump wasn't closed.
Yeah, I
And they
heard that
drove
they're doing
for
some
a
work.
mile and a half or 2
West,
miles.
west of Oak, yeah.
Ran all over
Not
Highway
now.
169.
What, no, sorry,
East.
east of Gilmore.
East.
If I said-
It's east of Gilmore,
It's ours.
It's
but it's
east of
also not our
Gilmore.
road, but we
She
could
said
probably
it's like
call
a
that.
2 to 3 mile period that,
Chicago DOT.
no, she wanted to.
Let us
you
know.
guys know, yeah,
Okay.
so if you need me to call somebody.
Ben,
I
he'll
will.
quick give them a call, both times.
So, yeah, she said it
Call
was just
Skokie
fine
office.
this morning. So,
Thank you
you're welcome.
Thanks, Shauna.
for the good news.
Hey, good morning, this is Ben.
So, yeah. We'll check on the email.
Good.
You go to Fort Dodge,
One,
somebody did that last week, the belly dump came up from
oh,
Fort Dodge asphalt. You can see the track on the 169, you come up to the corner at 7 and turn and went west, and this thing must not have been completely closed, because it's spraying asphalt all over the place. And I bet the surprise was when he looked in the mirror and said, "Boy."
Can you imagine getting a motorcycle behind it?
Oh, that'd be fun.
And blast.
yeah,
So then they had to go out and they had broom,
room
take
it up.
one of those rotor brooms, and they pushed it off, and what, it still made a mess on the highway.
Oh, I'm sure.
Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, Mike and I are gonna meet with Dean Kruger, Jacob Miller from the city, and Shauna and Trish, and talk about payroll for dispatch. Try to make that a little more
Convenient.
convenient and understandable, because it's kind of a mess. So,
Good. Yeah, we'll hit it head on and get it.
that's what I
taken
thought,
care
get after, get it straightened out.
Yep.
So, we'll let you know what we come up with, a decision, what we need to do.
Okay.
And,
Awesome.
and we do have unions. Contracts that are up this year. So I would like to get started on those contracts.